We have like a mess like right here. We need to have it prettier.
Well, we ran out of space
I
in
know
the
we have
pantry,
ran out of
so
space. In the larder, not the pantry.
I had to utilize the area right there.
The big cabinet. Good afternoon or good evening. It's late here, 8 o'clock. How's everybody doing tonight? Rehab Life, what's up? Man, you commented pretty early. I think as soon as I posted, he commented. So thank you so much. Blocking family who just found out about your channel. Y'all are awesome. Thank you so much.
We
That does
appreciate
mean
that
so
very
much to us.
Miss Rebecca, how are you?
Saying Rehab Life again. They are awesome, aren't they? Thank you. That means
We
the world to
appreciate
us.
y'all a lot. Yeah.
Hey, Redmond with the bro. I'm sorry, y'all. Man, it was fall here today.
Long sleeve.
Oh my gosh, I milked in a long sleeve jacket. Now, all you people from the north are gonna make fun of us.
Famous
But it
Dine
was
at
like,
Justice Acres.
What was it? 60 this morning, 58, 60.
Oh, it was cool.
Was it cool?
Mm-hmm.
So for us, that's cool here in the South. So
Meemaw's Hillbilly
nice.
Homestead. Hey, Big Dave.
Big
Miss
Dave,
Darlene.
what's up, man? But it felt good. Did it feel good? I see somebody said cool
Kim
here in
and
Tennessee.
Mark. Miss Phyllis, thank y'all for jumping on.
Big Dave, is it cold over in your area? It's got to be because y'all are right there kind of close to us.
Catch some of those names before they go by.
Hey, Miss Sue. Hey, Miss Vicky. Hey, Miss Ellen. This old greenhouse. I like that name. Cool here in Tennessee. So 56 this morning for Kim in Kentucky. See, for us, we're usually cool in November, December. Like, so today to have that kind of
actually like a real fall.
So this week we have cool temperatures, and I don't know if you saw the post on YouTube, but also on Facebook probably. But we were sitting by the fire last night outside. Man, it was just nice. It was so nice. Everybody's saying it's cool where they're at too. It's a frigid 87 today at Rehab Life, dude. I'm so sorry. Yeah, first day of fall. That was so cool too.
Yeah, so we
hey,
actually
Kelly,
did
thank you
something,
for being here.
We actually did something kind of unique today. So we homeschool, and we woke up to it being pretty chilly outside, and we started a fire last night outside in the fireplace, and had s'mores by the fire. So today I was like, we should go out and do our school by the fire.
That's
and then
what
the kids were like, let's do it. So everybody grabbed their books and we went out by the fire, and it really was cool. I had to get a long sleeve just because I was kind of back and forth from the fireplace, but it was pretty cool here.
Thanks,
so for
Jack,
that to actually be cool and fall in Mississippi is like a big deal because it stays hot in Mississippi.
Jennifer said
I feel like forever.
It's 50s in Alabama.
Yeah.
60s and 70s. Hey, we'll take this time all the time because most of the time we are like 95, and we usually have dead grass in August and September. So because to have this pretty weather, man, it's been nice. Even our cool crop fall items such as our broccoli and our lettuces and all are really looking really nice.
Thank you, Miss Ann. Yeah, so I see some people that are saying that you are over from Duchess. So thank y'all so much for coming over. We are super glad to have y'all.
We thank him for the shout out, but also for the fact that we get to go speak. So
we are going to Oklahoma. So that is like going to be like a big deal. So we're planning things out, and to be a speaker.
It's going to be fun.
It is at the Okie Homesteading Expo. I said it right that time.
You did. You really did. Hey, Miss Mona, thank you for coming over.
So we are thrilled about that. The opportunity, and just feel honored to be able to be a speaker is really
be fun stuff.
Yeah.
I see some more temperature. So in it looks like Texas and Georgia are still hitting like in 80s and 90s still. So Blocks and Family says it was 47 this morning in Southwest Missouri. Oh my gosh, that would be so delightful. This is the first morning.
He canned 8 pounds of meat today. That is on my fall agenda.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So we have tons of meat. If y'all saw in the video, coming off our animals. Actually, we have a family member is taking one tomorrow, so I'm gonna have to help him a little bit in the morning to take a steer to the process too. So I got to do that again tomorrow morning. Yep. What's up, Morning Woods?
I really want to get some meat in cans. So that is on the fall agenda for us.
Rehab Life. It says, Misty, you will be an awesome speaker.
No, I'm actually doing a class, an instructional type how-to class. And I think I'm way more excited about that than anything else, but I will not be doing the main speaking. He will be doing the main speaking.
I don't know if I'm upset about that. That Rehab Life did say Colby, you would be an awesome speaker. Thanks, Rehab Life. We know who you watch for now. We know.
Well, I would be total stage fright if I'm completely honest with you. I think my heart would be beating so fast out of my chest that I might would actually pass out. So we're gonna let Colby do the talking, and I will help be behind the scenes, helping do anything I need to do. But I cannot get in front of a lot of people and like do a whole presentation or like do a whole speaking with everybody just staring at me. I would totally die.
And soap, if y'all know anything about soap, so her soap making, it's everything has got to be right on time. So I told her, I said, you know, you're going in to show this in front of people, so you got to be on your game when it comes to that, because normally she's doing it here in the house and it's no big deal. So it's gonna be fun to do that.
Yes.
Too.
So if you guys saw some of the video,
is here, so
if you guys saw some of the video, I will be doing a soaping class, a soaping demonstration. So I am thrilled about that because I'm an avid soap maker. Actually made 8 pounds of soap today and cut up 8 pounds of soap the day before that. Well, yesterday making the day before that. So I love to make soap. It has been something I have done for many, many years. So I am so excited. I think that is a skill that is maybe getting lost, kind of like maybe canning and sewing and like some things like that. I feel like it's a skill that's not being taught. So I'm thrilled to be able to teach soap making class. Colby knows it's like one of my favorite things to do.
We are so out of our generation because all we do is we try to learn everything that everybody's forgetting now. So soaping has become a huge thing to Misty. She made, I mean, if y'all go back to some of the videos for last Christmas, that's so we made how many bars of soap? It was in the hundreds.
Yeah, well, it was like 800 something. It was almost 1,000 bars.
800 of bars of soap. And so
a lot.
It really is a big deal here. We used to do something else, but soap, we started learning to make it early. So now we age it out for Christmas gifts. So it really works out really nice.
Yeah, and it keeps the busyness kind of out of the busy season, if that makes sense. It does help because I'm not having to do all the work like when Christmas parties and stuff like that are going on because I had already done it. So that's what I'm in the process of doing now, is making a lot of soap for our local Christmas communities. We have a lot of
Kim said the same thing.
A lot of friends and family that like to do soap for like teachers' gifts, whether it be like church teachers or like Sunday school teachers or school teachers or like extracurricular activity teachers, you know, whatever it be. And like happies to swap and stuff like that. So, and we are going to be at our local nursery. We're going to be a vendor there this year. We spoke there last year. We spoke. Earlier part of this year. Yeah, but I was trying to remember. It was in April. Yeah, it was on Aiden's birthday. Mm-hmm. So we spoke there, and they called us and wanted us to come do a vendor. Now our local nursery here is huge. Probably, I would be willing to say close to one of the biggest in our state.
With the nursery, definitely.
And super, super sweet people. But they do, what is it actually called? I can't remember what it's actually called. If Craig Smith is on here or Becky, if y'all are on here, help me out.
I don't know what it's called. Hey, Kim.
Like seminars, spring seminars. Like they have a season of spring seminars where they get like people from MSU to come in, and they've got people from LSU to come in.
That's Mississippi State and Louisiana State.
Yes.
People don't know those names.
Well, and like, so I went to a seminar 2 years ago where one of the LSU's he was in it, right, and that was super cool. So we were honored to be able to go and speak with them about homesteading and how we homestead here, and that was a lot of fun to do.
It blows people's minds when you talk about this. I would say we're a young couple, middle-aged now, but young couple that does all the stuff that we do. So we're excited to be able to share that.
I actually would not consider us to be young anymore.
I'm still considering us to be young. I keep getting
I
gray
don't
in my
know,
beard,
mid 30s. That's not really too young anymore.
I'm not
But
gonna have any more
anyway,
birthdays. I'm done.
you love my accent. Yeah, that's what I get people commenting on the most. I'm Southern to the core.
MSU Spartans. We're not MSU Spartans. We'd be MSU Bulldogs, Miss
Bulldogs.
Ann.
Yeah. So anyway, we're going there to be a vendor there as well. So
So y'all baby.
I am making a lot of extra this year because I have shipped a lot out and I'm gonna have a lot of local customers, and then we'll be doing the vendor this year. So today I made eucalyptus and peppermint. So I made 4 pounds of eucalyptus and 4 pounds of peppermint. But at the demonstration, I'm only going to be doing 4 pounds, which is like will be 2 big blocks, and it's going to be good. I'm excited.
When I was Miss Rosanna said when I was younger in school, girls learned to cook and sew, and child care for boys learned to auto repair and woodworking. I think it's a good thing. So Aiden has learned everything on the farm. He has done very good with that. But the girls have learned sewing. They felt Misty tons doing all the things around here. Harley she gets so excited about growing things. So we have
Yesterday she went and collected seeds.
Did she really?
Yeah, I have a peppermint that has gone to seed, and I had a echinacea that had gone to seed, and she went out yesterday and she collected.
She gets so
seeds.
excited. So we went to there is another nursery that was just closing down. They had a death in the family, so we went over there and got a lot of things from them. And we picked up a few plants, and Harley, that was her big. Hey, will you please get me some plants, please? I want some new plants. So I thought that was good. So we try to teach them as much as we can.
Yep. She planted, or each one of them planted their own seed trays this year.
They did.
And I probably sold most of those, but
Grammy Karen, how are you? That survival skills, and sad that they don't teach anymore. I fully agree with that. We try to do our best we can. We didn't show because we'd probably get kicked off, but we do a lot of shooting. So we shot the other day, and the kids shot, and actually, Harley's small. She was shooting a gun, and so we try to teach our kids even gun use. So we don't show a lot of that in videos, but we do that as well. Miss Paula said,
love loofahs.
Yes, she says, growing my loofah to make exfoliating bath sponges, and would love to learn how to make different types of soaps for my loofah. I actually mentioned to Colby about filling them.
I did. I have not done that yet, but
we are too, Grammy Karen.
Soaping is.
She does, Big Dave.
The base of it is very simple, but a lot of people get very concerned about using lye and dealing with lye.
Very much.
And if you use basic safety, I guess like you would do with a lot of things that like cutting up okra could, cause an injury. But if you use basic safety, and there are some basic principles that you need to know in soaping.
First time we made it, just first time we ever made it. We were all we were scared to death of lye. We had gloves on. We had safety glasses on, long sleeve. We were scared to death. And it's amazing now. It's just Misty's rolling.
But I do still respect it. It's kind of like if you're familiar with your horse and or your bull or whatever, you have dealt with them and you kind of know what to expect and stuff, but you still respect it. So, and I feel the same way about the lye.
Thank you, Grammy Karen. So we're excited. We're really excited to go. Actually, we've never been to Oklahoma, so I know it's crazy, but we've never been to Oklahoma, so we're excited to go there.
Yep. Yep. So
she won the award when she was Harley's age for shooting.
Hey, that's awesome.
We love shooting.
I didn't get to go, but
yeah, Miss didn't go with us, but it's just the older kids, and we have Aiden had a little buddy over too, and we did.
Yeah. So we are so excited, and I know the tickets are going to be coming out soon. So y'all be sure to, if you're interested in that, be sure to be on the lookout for those because tickets will be coming out soon.
They are good folks, Bumblebee. We are just glad to be a part of it. We're actually very humbled to be a part of it.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. So for instance,
And that's what's most exciting
Yeah.
to me. And I was talking to Brandy yesterday about this is, there's a lot of different groups of homesteaders out there. There's tons, but this is such a good group of people. So we are most excited about that, being able to go meet them and meet their families, and because it is such a good group of people. So that's what I'm excited most about. Okay.
Hey, no, I'm listening. I'm just trying to read all the comments. Big Day says, "Will you guys get a wagon for your horses?" We have actually thought about it. I think that Bella would be perfect for that. I don't know if Rose would be perfect for that. So we'll see how that goes. But we rode them today. Me and Aiden did some rides just a while ago.
I feel like she's
they
got
really
a
did
little
good.
bit of a wild hair in her.
Oh gosh, yeah. Rose will throw those ears back and kick her feet, and I just know it's coming. I'm just fitting it tossed. So I've let Aiden and the kids ride.
If she breaks his back, like y'all, I'm gonna
Heaven's Gates,
die.
Don't say stuff like that. If he just breaks his back.
Well, we do know somebody who got thrown off a horse and their back was broke, and like it can happen, and you do have to be very, very careful with them. They make me a little nervous, and Colby still is a little timid. I mean, I think we both are because
I'm timid on Rose. I'm not
just
timid
not as comfortable
Bella.
because we were not raised up around horses and don't know a whole lot about them. But we have had so many people in our community tell us that they will come out and help us, learn everything we need to know. So we have had some people do that already, but we still don't feel as comfortable probably as we should be.
But I do think the more that we are hands-on with them, the better. Because like today, me and Aiden had a really good day with the horses. The best day so far we've had. I mean, just really doing well. So Miss Kathy says she has some horse stories. You just have to be tuned in and respect them. That's one thing. We have one. Rose is a little wild. I say wild. I think she's going to challenge us a little bit more. Bella, not so much. Bella is pretty.
She's 15, so she's kind of like a grandma.
Yeah. Rose is 10, and
I think she's gonna she's gonna be the one to be more testy.
I don't know how I could explain her. Sweet, but just feisty.
Yeah. She's gonna see how far she can test you. And from everything that I've read,
Tina, that's crazy.
Everything that I've read and everything that I have learned about them is body language is kind of everything. You learn their body language and they learn your body language.
Thanks, Miss Dutch, for coming on.
So we will we'll definitely be learning them.
Big Dave, this is a good question for you. Well, I see some other people answered, but can you water bath in your pressure cooker pot? There's a few comments said yes. We wouldn't, but there's people that do.
Yes, because all with the hot water bath, all you need to do is just make sure that there's no pressure applied. So you can really hot water bath in anything as long as you have water over the tops of the cans. So if you have something deep enough, it really doesn't matter what it is, as long as it's deep enough for you to put your jars in, and then you have like between an inch to 2 inches over the top of your cans, then you can hot water bath in anything.
We're the same.
Just make sure that you don't apply the pressure, because when you apply the pressure, of course, then that's where you get your pressure cannon. So
yeah, so we always think of water bathing over cans, pressure cannon under cans. Talking about the water. So
yeah. But the main difference is you don't have to have that lockdown heat up that causes the pressure, and then the buildup of the pressure with the heat is what kills your botulism spores and stuff like that, which is what that normal temperatures are like. If you crank your stove all the way up and you have the heat going, the normal high heat won't kill the spores. So that's when you have to have the heat and the pressure to kill the spores. So, all right, I need you to help keep the comments under control, because I can't talk and read at the same time.
No, we know you can't.
Colby likes to make fun of me saying that I can't multitask.
Let's try it. Can you help you?
I can multitask on some things, but reading and talking at the same time, no, I can't. Sorry.
It's coffee break. I'm sorry. I see a lot of people talking about riding horses, so I think that's pretty cool. Flocking Family Homestead. Okay, so freeze drying. We're in the South, so we do hit a lot of humidity. We have about 3 to 4 years, actually probably more than that, of freeze dried food. So for us, we have not purchased our own freeze dryer yet because we don't eat a lot of freeze dried food. It's just kind of a emergency kits. So we have ate them. We love it. We have no problem with freeze drying. We're just not doing it ourselves right now, just because it's not an investment that we need to spend right now. Our goal is we do raise our gardens. We're 12-month growers. We have a cool video coming out in the next few days on some of the greenhouse stuff and also on some of the things we grow. But we really grow a lot of meat here too. So the freeze drying, not that we're against it, but we're putting a lot of our investment in the meat on the farm, probably a little bit more now.
Dehydrating, though, is another big
Huge
thing
for
that
us.
we do here, especially in like our herbs. A lot of my herbs, which I use for a lot of the seasonings, a lot of my seasonings, making different sauces and all of that. All of my herbs are picked, basically washed and put immediately in the dehydrator. And a lot of those I have also started using to make tinctures as well. So I've really utilized my dehydrator to preserve those things too. So I was talking about putting a saddle on too loose, and you ended up.
It is a beautiful night, Jennifer.
Long Island, New York.
So she wished she could grow a year round in Michigan. We do. We grow 12 months out of the year. Not, everything won't grow 12 months out of the year, but we do grow usually 12 months out of the year.
Yeah. Well, we have fall tomatoes in the greenhouse right now. We have a lot of broccoli. When I say a lot of broccoli, which our family eats a lot of broccoli, so we grow what we eat.
Thank you, Bar Run.
Probably, let's see, 120.
Me too, Rhea.
Plus all of we probably have close to 200 broccoli.
We do.
Broccolis. Then we have carrots. We have some Swiss chard. We have lettuce planted. We have mustards and turnip greens planted. Our fall peas are about to be ready to be picked, and I will probably be canning those. I would think by this weekend, I'll be canning peas.
I need to pick those. I need to pick those. So we can grow peas two times a year. Twice times.
Hey. Sound like me. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, I rode about them yesterday. I saw a lot of purple ones, but I still saw a lot of green ones. So my intention was to drive down there today and look to see when we should pick them all. Mm-hmm. And I didn't get down there because I made soap, cheese, 3 batches of butter.
We had butter rolling
and cooked 3 meals and did school. Watered everything.
I took the baby calf. We're weaning all our calves right now, so
49 degrees.
We literally are making. How much butter would you say every other day?
Probably a pound and a half.
That's what I was say. Anywhere from 1.5 to 2 pounds. That is crazy. I mean, we have so much butter every other day. So our buttercream line on our Jersey right now, because all she gets is pure grass and alfalfa when she's in the dairy extension. But if we have 2 gallons worth of milk, she easily is putting off 40% of that is cream. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So we have butter rolling out our ears.
So speaking of pressure canner, that is a good point to bring up. We also have a glass stovetop, and ours cans. I have All American canner, and it's up there on the top of that shelf that you see right on the other side of Colby. And it does perfect. I've never had any problems. It does take a little while to get up to pressure. And with them, you have to let them steam, add your weight, let it jiggle, then add your time. Then when your time is up, you turn your heat off, and then you let it cool all the way back down and it's very time consuming. So it takes mine a little while to heat up on the glass stovetop. So that was another one of the reasons why we could justify the outdoor kitchen is because we put a
gas
stove out there where I could really just crank the fire up and it would heat it up really fast compared to the stovetop. But I have had people that pressure can, and I'm coming. I heard him. I'm coming. That pressure can, and they have, for whatever reason, their stove went out or whatever, and they got a new stove, and when it got up to a certain temperature, it cut off. So that might be something you would definitely have to consider.
It was an Energy Smart EPA regulation.
Right. So when that would be something to consider before you bought a pressure canner, is to make sure if you have a glass top, to make sure that there's not that temperature regulation on there, because that would kind of be defeating the purpose.
All right, so I'm going to try to answer some of these comments because Misty's answer went a little longer on that one. So we're going to be doing a reveal on the kitchen very, very soon on outdoor. I have one more little thing to do, and Misty has already said she's ready for me to do it, so we can do a true kitchen reveal. So y'all are going to like the outdoor kitchen. It looks really nice. Miss Tina will let you know for sure. And Miss Linda, I know you said something about extra marigold seeds. Email us, and we'll touch base. I think we have some, so just email us some information. We'll try to get to it for sure. Let's see. Little Feet, I did not see your mini jersey and bull, so I'll have to check that out. If you got a video on it, I will look it up. We love seeing jerseys. We have one jersey that's actually fixing to deliver, so she's been doing a lot of stanchion training. So that's going to put a little extra stress on us in the next few weeks. We got some nice fall weather in Mississippi today. We sure did, Rip. And I saw Miss Cat. Let's see, Granny Karen, you said the coolness. The first day of fall, we received a cool day today. We're supposed to have a week of it, so we're excited about that for sure. Deanna, we will try to knock out some more seed starting videos and also sustainable seeds. One thing that we're really talking about at the Okie Homesteading Expo, even though it's really on food preservation and food sustainability, we have to understand that seeds are the life of the vegetable. So if we're not keeping our seeds, we're in a bad way, because that's what really matters, is to make sure that we're keeping the seeds. Because if we're, like in our area, for instance, they were not growing 2 or 3 different varieties of peas and corn that we typically would have got last year. They didn't have, but we had all those peas from last year, so it really worked out really nice. Hello, how much, if I was to buy a bull cow or bull calf, would it be to process and sent to me? So, Patty, it depends on your area. I would say if you are buying a bull, what you would call at weight, if it's ready to process. So if you're going and the guy's selling you a steer or a bull calf, and he's saying, I'm taking it to haul to the processor for you, if you're paying anywhere from $3.50 to $4 a pound or less, that's a good deal for hanging weight, because you can't touch those prices in store. If you're buying one, if you're buying a steer to grow up, we grass feed all our animals. So we don't do any kind of grains for our ruminant animals, excuse me, pigs we do. So for us, our goal is to raise them when we know the grass is the best. So if you're buying one now, you tend to buy a calf or a cow cheaper right now, because again, you're going into the hay season, which means people really have to feed. Right. So I would challenge you, you could probably pick up one now. If so you a lot of people will be trying to weed out. That's right.
What they don't want, because they don't want to feed it if they really
We're taking one to slaughter for another family member tomorrow. And that's just because it's more easier for him to process them versus taking them to the winter and feed them. So bull calves, if you're buying a bull calf that's weaned age, and you're saying a 300 or 400 pound calf, you know, if you're giving $350 to $400, there's nothing wrong with that. You have to tell us what you're eating now. Oh my gosh, don't these have become like the best thing in the world. So
snack. I like something sweet at night. They're Annie's. We actually got these from Azure Standards. If you are not familiar with that company, I'll leave y'all a link.
Hey, Stacy.
We love to order from there, and it's a once a month type thing. So I try to get us some snacks and stuff that will last us for the month, and it's no artificial flavors or synthetic colors, no high fructose corn syrup or anything
Walker
like
Farm
that.
Bam.
So they're like little graham crackers, like kind of type thing.
Miss Patty, we do not have any steers available or bull calves available right now. We will probably have one. We'll grow them up now, so we probably won't have a bull calf ready to, or we'll steer them. So we probably won't have any ready for market probably for 20 months. So we're a whiles out on all our meat.
I think our thing is our family is so big, so we go through so much meat per year to where
We do too, Rosanna.
it's. I think we might be getting there with the pigs. We were able to share one. I guess if that's the term you want to use.
For sure.
But our family is so big and we eat so much meat. Even though all the ones that we've taken so far, it's like we even already almost ate them all because our family is
it's very much
it's big and we just eat so
eaters.
much meat. Yeah, I mean we eat
meat every meal.
Every meal, yeah, pretty much.
So we'll easily go through, I would say, traditionally 15, 20 pounds of meat a week. And that's just through all our meat. So between our lamb, deer, cattle, or beef, pork,
birds.
Yeah, and our birds. We really go through a lot of meat. Actually, we have slowed down on our chicken, which we need to speed up probably because we have
I was thinking about
outside.
putting one and doing like an oven roasted chicken tomorrow.
Yeah.
I will be honest though.
Email us, Miss Patty.
And a lot of people will probably disagree with this. And Colby doesn't tend to bother him, but I'm not a fan of the ground lamb.
Oh man.
I
love it.
Every time he slips it in a burger or something thinking that he's gonna fool me, I can pick up that distinct taste. It's like got such like a gamey taste to me. And I don't know if it was because I'm just not used to eating that.
They're uber lean too.
Or if it was that where we took him to get processed, maybe that had something to do with it. Last time, I never saw you make the burgers. I did not see him make the burgers last time, and I took a bite of one, never even thought about it, but as soon as I took that bite, I immediately tasted it. It's not just a thing. Because if it was a mine thing, then it would bother me that we were eating our own cows and stuff raised. And deer and all of that. But I will
pass up a beef steak and beef meat for lamb and deer.
And I'm the completely opposite.
Now don't get me wrong, I like beef too. But if you're going to give me a choice of lamb, deer, or beef, I'm going to take lamb or deer.
Freedom Rangers, yeah. Never Freedom again, Rangers man. Here again. They were seriously the craziest.
I don't even like chicken, so I sure don't want to eat Freedom Rangers again.
Our turkeys, it's like the land of everything get out recently.
But the turkeys are really not. They don't really cause any issues.
They don't,
like
but
the chickens did.
Now that they've learned to get out, they want to get out of there. They just want to get out, and they go mostly in the fields. But this morning they were back here where the scratch feed is, and they were over there scratching up their rocks.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that.
Trying to eat, and now we were doing school, and all of a sudden I heard something over in the corner, and I was like, "What is that?"
Jennings is telling on all the girls.
So they're supposed to be in our room. When we come and do lives with y'all, we will usually let them go in our room and turn the TV on. We have a TV in there, but we never ever watch it. And we will let them go in there and watch TV while we're in here talking to y'all. And apparently they're not getting along tonight. I'm reading some of y'all's comments. The deer doesn't bother me, but the lamb is just a very, very, I don't know if it's a gamey taste or I don't really know how to describe it. But most people love lamb chops and love lamb. Yeah, see, I'm seeing most of y'all love lamb. I just cannot, I don't like it. I don't like it. But I finished my burger, but I was like, it was like one of those things where I was like, I don't enjoy this. Yeah, and maybe that is what it is. Maybe it is the breed of sheep. So we have Katahdin hair sheep, and maybe that does have something to do with it. I really don't know. I just know that it is a very distinct taste that I don't love.
Love lamb. I really do. It's become probably my favorite staple of mine. I'm a lamb chops guy. I love them.
What is your favorite scent, soap scent to make? Mine is lemongrass. I really like lemongrass. I make lavender, orange, lemongrass, eucalyptus, and peppermint.
And
Those
lang
are the
lang.
ones that I make. Yeah, and I have made lang lang before. And probably lemongrass is my favorite to use.
Lemongrass soaks up, has good suds compared to a lot of the other ones too.
And it's a very strong scent, kind of like peppermint is very strong, so I don't have to put as much. Lavender tends to be a little bit more
That sounds good,
quaint
real life.
or faint, so I have to really use. I have to be very generous with things like lavender and orange, but I love the lemongrass scent. It smells just very clean and crisp, and it is very sudsy. So I really like that one.
This is a good question. Sharon said, "Hello, beautiful Mac family. I tried to take my lavender and put it in water and root it like you did, but it died. Do I have a black thumb?"
No, lavender will not propagate by rooting.
So it won't do like
herbs. If I'm not mistaken, I've never tried to root it. Oregano will, rosemary will. I don't think you can just take a cutting from lavender and root it. I don't think.
I love it, Deb.
Probably your best option would be with lavender is split it at the roots. So I would definitely have to pull my herb book out for that. And the reason why I say that is because basil will,
That's
yes,
right.
because I've done basil, oregano, rosemary. There are a lot that will root from cuttings, but some of them will not. And I've never done lavender, so when I studied years ago, it must have been that lavender will not propagate by cuttings because I never tried it.
Only.
Either that or you might could divide it at the root and get a whole nother plant off of it.
Let's see. How's the baby?
She is growing like a weed.
And not sleeping or the flip.
She's not. We've been battling with her on the
Bumblebee Junction said lavender's best, just split.
Yeah. And I studied growing herbs and propagating herbs years ago. So I
have to bring some lamb, Walker Farm fam. I love it. I guess I have to bring it. She won't eat it. I have to eat it.
Yeah, he'll have to bring it to y'all and give it away to y'all.
Now, I'll be honest with you. I'm not one of those people. We have a very healthy diet. So if we have meat, we tend to not. The only thing we really fry would be round steaks because we put them in the oven. So when it comes to like our lamb, our deer, our steaks, we put them strictly on the grill. So from us, we do not like. A lot of people with deer and lamb, they want to cover them with, flour them and fry them and put them in gravies. We don't, even though that sounds really good. It would probably make me sick to my stomach because I don't know if we could eat it because we're not used to it. But we grill every bit of that meat. All the tenderloins, all the lamb chops, everything. Backstrap, everything is grilled like a steak. So that's how we like them.
Tammy, to answer your question, do you sell any of your soaps? Yes, I do. I have shipped soaps to several of our wonderful YouTubers and would be happy to do that. Most of my soap, yes, email us. Most of my soap I do local around here. It became a big thing when we went to the farmers market a few years ago. I didn't realize that we had such an amazing, and it really bases community. Like we have some things in our community that do very well here, and then others that we really don't have a market for in our area. So we actually went to a farmers market several years ago, and I had a lot of natural products made. We had some vegetables and some seeds, some plants, a few other things that we had with us. And I only had like a few of my soap bars, and they sold out within like the first hour. So I said, well, maybe that's something I will kind of tap into that market and see if that will be good for us around here. And Christmas, man, y'all, that's like kind of where I do my Christmas thing is our community loves to do that. Yes, I sell a few hundred bars of soap, and that's not like our main living or anything like that. It's just extra something on the side. I love to make soap. It's something that I love to do, and a lot of people in our community want those natural happies that are reasonably priced. So that's kind of been good for us and good for a lot of our community. So
hey, 2.5 acres. Do y'all soak it like a venison and get the game taste out? I have soaked steaks But to be honest, for me, I don't find a gaminess about it. But see, I don't find gaminess in fish either. So I have my palate's not very, uh, what would you say, specific. Misty is. Misty's a very textured eater, and she wants certain flavors. So that's where she does not like the lamb. Now, she's actually ate the lamb chops. She just didn't know it. It wasn't as gamey to her as
The
the ground.
ground.
The ground is what she really does not like on the lamb. Now, again, that's probably my favorite. If you cook it, it's like burgundy red. I mean, it's all. I mean, they were fully grass fed, and not only were they grass fed, he was raised. Our last ram, basically our last wether, was raised during the time of season where he was on heavy rye and heavy first Bahia grass. So he got the creme de la creme when it comes to it. So you can propagate lavender, the woody stem, scratch off the layer, same as rosemary. That's pretty cool, Miss Fran. So we love propagating rosemary. So we're going to have to try that on that. Hair sheep is supposed to be more mild in flavor. I actually like it 2.5 acres. I think my wife is just particular. She used to say the same thing about deer, though, but now she'll eat deer probably a little bit easier than she'll actually eat lamb. Because all our animals, Miss Fran, are all grass fed. Other than our pigs, we just don't get a um, heavy fat load of even our beef or our lamb. Our beef, Misty likes a beef jerky steak. I always call her beef jerky steak. So she likes steak that hardly has any fat on it. She does not want a ribeye. She does not want a T-bone. She wants a sirloin or a New York strip. So the grass-fed really works well for us because we don't have just a big pile of fat on there. And I think that's why she will eat the lamb chops versus the ground beef or ground lamb, excuse me.
Okay, so to answer y'all's question, this is the book that I studied growing herbs, and it's from seeds, cuttings, and roots. And lavender is listed on growing from cuttings.
There was a lady that said you could do it just like rosemary on the woody stem.
Yeah.
What do y'all do with all the cream and butter? We make piles of butter.
I made
and
cheese
ice cream
today.
And cheese. I was telling them earlier.
Sour cream in the refrigerator.
So we do make part of the milk harvest. Milk goes bad in 5 to 6 days drinking raw milk. So we drink a lot of raw milk. But when it comes to preserving the milk, you either freeze milk, you make it into butter, such as the cream, or you use sour cream. You do yogurts. We do a ton of extra milk. If there's any extra milk, we feed to the pigs because that grows our pork. So we use every aspect of our milk. What kind of cheese? Was it the mozzarella or what did you make today?
Cheddar.
Cheddar. Okay, so she made cheddar today. We have a cheese press. Did you do any footage of that?
A little bit, because
we don't know
I
how it's
was
going to turn out.
watching a video of somebody tell me how to do it. I did some clippings of this is what I'm doing, but not this is a how to do it. Also, this is some herbs that root easily in water: mint, basil, pineapple, sage, which I actually have,
Right.
Rosemary, and lavender. So those are just a few. But I have not.
Margie said the same thing. I root my lavender in water. It works almost every time. That's good.
So maybe your problem was that you didn't get enough of the whole stem. And I have also found that if I don't put this is somebody who wants to see the name of the book. If I don't put my glass jar where it's really, really warm, it will not root. It will just mold and die.
We don't tend to put them outside, and we don't tend to put them in the house. We put them in the greenhouse,
the humidity
up
level. In the window. Mm-hmm. Like I have some oregano, and it's probably taken 4 weeks for that to root, just because we have not had as hot of a. I mean, it's been hot, but we have had summers before where you almost like. I can remember book, Jesse. Being with Jennings and thought I was going to die when I was pregnant with him. It was so hot outside. Yeah, so most of all the things, and you can see it's a fairly thin book, but I learned so much stuff. I did not know that you could take a snippet of something and then grow a whole nother one from that. Like because we were not raised doing that kind of stuff. So I learned everything that I learned from this book, Growing Herbs from Seeds, Cutting, and Roots, and it's by Thomas, and I almost slaughter that last name.
DiBaggio.
Yeah. And I actually have rosemary right now that I have.
Great question, Jennifer. Answer that. That's a great question. How often do you change your water?
It's recommended. This book is going to tell you like every day or every other day. I typically change mine about once a week, which is a no-no kind of. But the book is going to tell you like every day or like every other day, every few days. But I usually don't get to change mine at least until a week.
Bumblebee had a great point too, starting with willow water. So a lot of people, root hormone is a big deal, and a willow tree has natural root hormone. So great point, Bumblebee jumped in.
Yep.
Walker Farm fam, see y'all later. Thank y'all for coming on.
Yes, thank you.
Golfman says I usually do every 5 to 7 days.
Yes,
too,
so Miss Kathy from North Star said you can usually find books, used bookstores. I like thrift books, and if y'all want me to send you my friend link, if I'm not mistaken, you can like get a discount on that.
I thought it was like 10% off. I thought it was a good discount.
Yeah, it's a pretty good discount, and I can send you my little friend link thing. If y'all want to look at books or are going to buy books and you want a discount, they actually already have really good prices. So then when you get a discount on top of that, that's like super awesome. And this comes from Thrift Books. If y'all can see that little tag, this was one of my, they have really good, like I think I got this book for like $4 or $5. And then when you talk about a discount on top of that, that's, Hey,
Miss Irene.
Pretty
and
good.
Golf Mania said something about cinnamon too. That's what's so cool about things that we lose out. And that's why sometimes when we just watch YouTube or when we just go on the internet and they're trying to sell us root hormone, to be able to go back and say, okay, let's look at these books and see how they actually rooted back from years ago. So we talked about the willow, you heard cinnamon. There's so many ways that you can utilize other trees and other plants to do what it needs to be done for the plants that you're trying to grow.
Yep.
That is
so somebody asked about elderberry cuttings. I actually have propagated a ton of elderberries, and yes, I do with mine the same way. About once a week, I would go out there and dump all the bottled water. Well, typically what I would do is get like a flower vase, kind of like what this is right here, and I would stick several in there, and go dump all of it out and then refill it up. But I would only do it about once a week unless I went out and the water was just like super, super nasty and I felt like it needed to be changed, and then I would change it. But usually it was only once a week. But if you're asking me my recommendation, I would tell you to follow what the book says. That's just what I do.
And most of ours deals with the fact that we're like, oh crap, we got to go out to the greenhouse today.
Right. Or like, I forgot to do this or I forgot to do that. Just because there's so much to do.
Like in family, thank you.
Like
Come
I have to
us,
actually write a list almost daily of things that I have to do so I won't forget. Like I forgot to make butter yesterday, so I made 3 batches of butter today because I forgot yesterday.
It was a pile. I pour up milk every night because we milk the morning and then we pour up the oldest one at night. So we pour up our buttercream at night too. And when I say we had, a gallon and a half, 2 gallons of cream now. We're talking about cream only.
Well, you had the gallon full and then you had another bowl, and it was probably more than half a gallon in that.
So you're saying 1.3 quarters of a gallon. So almost 2 gallons worth of cream, and that's only 3 days. That was only 3 days worth of cream. So you see the cream lines we're getting.
Well, and it's because
we'll have a baby on there right now.
All right. The baby's not pulling all of the cream. All right. I saw something about have you thought about soap making class or course? I haven't, just because there are so many YouTube videos that you could just Google. And now I have done soap classes locally in my home. I've done 2 or 3 of them, and we went from having like 15 to my last one was like 3. So
that was also during all this going on in the last part of the 2 years of this world.
So,
no problem, Miss Tina.
Did you post it?
No, actually, Miss Kathy posted one because the other link that we were talking about, Thrift Books, was too long, so she posted another one.
Okay.
Because they rock. They're rock stars.
So I have, yes, done that, but probably not online. Now, I do have a soap making YouTube video that I think hands down is, it gives you all of the information
You have
that
to.
you need.
The video quality is not the best. We were half asleep that day too, so I'm so sorry.
Okay, that's when Jennings was a baby and he didn't sleep. He was worse than Livy. I saw somebody ask about Livy again, and she's doing great. That we were referring to her not sleeping. Livy's the baby. She's 9 months, and she's not a great sleeper, so we're still struggling with that. But anyway,
I fell
Jennings
asleep
was a
during that
baby.
video.
He did.
I was filming,
He was recording me, and y'all will see me. I get so tickled.
Did I leave that part in the video?
You did. I got so tickled at him because I'm like doing my thing and like talking and telling y'all what to do, and I look up, and Colby's going.
I was so tired.
And I got so tickled. I was like, "You're literally falling asleep during this video." It's like, if I'm that boring, we really don't need to put this on there. But I actually had multiple people email me and say,
I
made soap from your video. Thank you so much. It turned out perfect. I've never had anybody say this didn't work or you didn't tell me this. Like everybody, I've had multiple people that have gotten in touch with me and just said, hey, thank you for the video. I thought it was such good instructions. My soap turned out great. I even had a gentleman.
See, Miss Kathy.
I even had a gentleman email us.
He was a high school football coach.
And he emailed me and he was like, do not tell anybody. And we were not going to tell his name because he asked us not to. He was like, do not tell anybody I made soap because I would never be able to live this down. But I made your soap and it turned out amazing. So we thought that was the cutest thing ever.
He told us, he said, so when people come over, when people use it, what he'll do is tell them that his wife made it. And actually, he's the one that makes the soap. So that was the benefit of the whole thing. Sure.
Yeah, it was really cute. And we read all y'all's comments on the videos, on Facebook, Instagram,
Little Fig
emails.
Says she makes our bread and our soap. Which bread recipe are you making? The bread, are you making the homemade roll your dough bread, or are you making like the bread maker bread? Because both of those were 2 different videos.
Yeah, and I've even started making sourdough again. I started a whole nother batch and have been making sourdough and I love to do the rolling. I had to figure out on the sourdough because I really like Lisa from Farmhouse on Boone. I do a lot of stuff that she does. I really, really like her. If y'all are not familiar with Lisa, I think that y'all would enjoy her as well. But she lets hers age longer than mine. And I had to learn, let my first proof be 6 hours, let my second rise be 6 hours for a total of 12. Because if I let it go any longer,
thank you, Miss
it gets more fermented, which obviously continues to change the taste and make it more stronger. And my kids don't love that. So I have to let my first rise be about 6 hours. And when I see it starting to rise and it kind of looks good and fluffy, I go ahead and roll it out, roll it up, and put it in my bread pans. And when it gets almost to the top, it usually does take the full 6 hours. I go ahead and cook it because if I let it go any longer than that, the kids just don't like the sourdough. So I've kind of learned to manipulate it and do it a little bit different.
Well, sourdough,
so that my kids will like
sourdough and fermentation, kombucha, all that. If you learn to do it yourself, then you do it to your taste. So our kombucha is the same way. We are kombucha different than most, but it's because our kids like it the way we're doing it. Same way with the sourdough. Sourdough pancakes, our kids eat them no matter how far it goes.
It's our favorite.
But when it comes to the bread, Misty's learned for the longest we were making it, and we felt like we were wasting because we would eat so much of it, and then the rest would even go to the chickens or whatever, just because we wouldn't eat it all because the kids wouldn't want it. So she started backing back her time, and it's made a huge difference.
It really did make a huge difference.
Quality is still phenomenal, but it just doesn't have that quite artisan flavor.
Right. Does lavender winter well? Well, that's kind of a loaded question. It really is going to depend on what lavender you have because there are different varieties, and definitely what zone you're in.
Thank you, Lee.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, at frost temperature or shortly thereafter will kill your lavender.
It will.
So I do have some that are in ground and I have some that are in pots. So when it starts getting to that season, I will take my pots on into my greenhouse. But I'm sure probably like Miss Kathy and some that live way up north, lavender would probably not winter well there unless you brought it indoors. That's my spin on it. I could not 100% guarantee you that. But if I'm not mistaken, lavender does not winter well, especially if you have a really hard winter.
Rehab Life, when we say these sourdough pancakes are the best,
they're the best pancakes ever.
We have made homemade pancakes for years, but these sourdough pancakes,
yep,
they'll change your life. You actually become more religious if you eat them. You really will.
No, they are really good.
Thanks, Scale.
I used a recipe from Lisa, and she actually has an ebook. I keep talking about Lisa, but I consider her to be like the sourdough queen. And she has an ebook that is really, really good. It's a free ebook. So all you have to do is go to her website, and all you have to do is type in sourdough, and you'll find it on there. And her sourdough recipe for pancakes is in there. And it's a lot. Like it's cinnamon rolls, pancakes, bread, casserole dishes. It's several things that you can make with sourdough.
Hey, Drops, how are you? All these people are making the same comments that it's just like anything else that is a perennial. If you cut it low enough and cut it back and heavy mulch it, it will be fine, as long as the roots are taken care of. And everybody's saying they're coming back, so that's really good.
So north central Washington, below 0. Okay, well that's good. I know there are different varieties. So I don't know what variety that you're talking about. I do know that there are some different varieties, and some do not winter well, and some obviously do.
Stacy, for us, it had to come down to flavor. So we were doing at one time doing a sugar version of a sourdough. Now we went to artisan, and as Misty was talking about, it's really taken a long time to get what we're wanting and taste. So stay at it, or reach out to Misty. She'll tell you what we do.
What is Lisa's website? Type in Lisa at farmhouseonboone.com.
And it'll pull it
up. And I really, really like Lisa and a lot of the things that she does in on their farm. They actually got a milking cow not long ago.
Tell her we sent you. That's what you.
And she's actually pregnant with their 7th child. And just a sweet, sweet family. She does most of the vlogging and stuff. And it's a lot of cooking, prepping, how to, a lot of clean eating, healthy, which we really like. She doesn't a lot of sewing. She has a lot of homemade sewing things on there.
It's a good channel.
Yeah, she and I love her website and her blogs and stuff. Y'all will love her.
All right, I think we are almost over.
Well, you haven't done the giveaway.
Oh gosh, we have not. That's why everybody is still here. Hey, so our giveaway. I almost forgot. I was, I guess, trying to sleep.
So the first person that can get, let me do this first before we get into the giveaway. Lisa at farmhouseonboone.com.
Yeah.
So the name of their street was
Heaven's Family.
Was Boone. So Lisa at farmhouseonboone.com.
All right, so here we go. Our it's going to be whoever answers first. Now this is for.
It'll pop up and we'll call you out.
A lot of our older viewers will probably know this, but some of our newer viewers we talked about just the other day in the last video or two. So this is going to be a question. Whoever answers first, and if you get the full answer, we give you can show that. If you get the full answer, you get extra bonus points, like extra 1,000 points, which points don't matter. But if you answer his nickname, we'll still take that. Okay. So here we go. You ready? Are you ready to watch?
Mm-hmm. I'm watching.
All right. Here's the question for the soap. We're going to send a bundle of soap as a giveaway for the 9,000. Again, cannot thank the Okie Homesteading Expo group so much for some of the shout outs. It really helped us get to 9,000. So we are blessed to have those guys shouting us out.
And for
So
y'all
thank
that come over, took the time to do that, thank y'all so much.
So Keep It Dutch, thank you so much for that. And Walker Farm Fam, Bo at Moorhead, Hidden Heights, and then Adler Farms, y'all are rocking it. So here's the question. You want to ask it or you want me to ask?
You can. I'm watching.
What was the name of the rental bull that we used this summer? Not our press bulls, but what was the name of the rental bull, the Hereford rental bull that
we talked about him a good bit. He bred everything. There we go.
Lee. All right, so she's got the answer, so she gets the soap. But so we're seeing Stacy come in too. So what was his whole name? Does anybody know his whole name? Now, Lee, you've got the answer. But what was his whole name? Does anybody remember his whole name? I did not say it a lot.
It was very unusual.
We have a lot of people doing the Bo and Bobo. That is his nickname. But what was his full name? Does anybody know his full name?
I think we
I did say it a few
jokes
times
about that right when we got him.
So Lee, you do win. We are going to send you the soap.
Please, yes, please email us your address, your mailing address, so I can get that in the mail to you.
Tina was close. Bocephus, that was not it. But y'all are pretty close. But I will give a few more seconds because we've got to go. I know we're well over our hours. No, so his full name, his actual real name was Bohannon. Bohanan, Bohannon. And we didn't call him that. We called him Bobo. He's a dear friend of mine's. Bull, I saw somebody say Ferdinand. Daddy-O, that was two other bulls we had, but the Hereford bull was Bobo.
Yeah,
so
we actually rented him out.
So Lee, if you will email us, themaxhappyhomestead@gmail.com, please reach out to us. Send us an email with your information that we need to mail it. We need to mail that soap to you, and we'll get it out this week.
That was fast, y'all. I wasn't expecting that fast.
She came over from the Stivers last year, so thank you so much, Lee. So please reach out to us so we can go and get your soap to you. And we thank y'all for all. A lot of people got the answer. Lee was just right on it. So, guys, thank y'all so much for watching tonight. Again, we cannot thank you all the new guys and new girls who came over from Keeping It Dutch and from the Okie Homestead Expo. Thank y'all for coming. We hope you enjoy our channel. And it really means a lot to us for sure. And I'm sorry, Bumblebee, you did not win the $1 million.
I wish we had $1 million to give away.
Oh, guys, thank y'all so much. God bless.
Happy homesteading, y'all.
Happy homesteading, y'all.